Welcome back to both Aunt Vivs and our instant reaction live stream. Please welcome our panel of experts.
Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday, or sad Wednesday if you're Franklin Saint, but welcome back to our instant reaction live of Snowfall. And I'm Sayo, obviously, as you can see here, and we have our panel of experts. We have Tanae, Blay, and Tubbs. Welcome. Welcome.
Hey,
What
hey,
a What a stressful ass. I honestly, we only have 2 episodes left, so they're all going to be stressful. So I don't even know why I'm saying this,
we're
but
gonna jump.
a lot to cover today. So let's just jump right into it. Instant reactions. Tubbs, I have never heard you speak on this topic, so I am going to start on you.
Okay.
What are your instant reactions of this week's episode?
They dragging it. I mean, we got a couple more episodes left, so it's a situation where it's gonna be a lot more drama. Of course,
Hmm.
we're gonna see some goodbyes. We're gonna see some hellos, as in, they're going to another world. It's over for them. uh, but it's a situation where they gotta end the story. We gotta see what happens with Louie. We're gonna definitely see what's going on with Franklin. We just saw Sissy just bow out like a sucker, fucking up the bread. But so it's a lot more we're gonna see in this end of this story before the next little chapter starts.
Okay. Renee, I'm going to go
Um,
through.
I screamed. I screamed. I straight up screamed in my house. I was not ready for the way the episode ended. Um, I'm really hurt. Like I was finna to cry for Franklin, like for real tears. And I wanted to smack his mother because sis, you could have waited till after he said that password to then shoot him after the password to make sure your grandchild is secure. So yeah, even thinking about it right now, I got a tear in my eye.
Blaze.
So absolutely wild, wild ending. I can't um I can't I'm not even gonna say the claim like, oh, I saw that coming exactly that way. Like it didn't seem like a good old trade off was gonna happen either, but I didn't see that the mom just going full on effort and just saying like it's over. So that was definitely wild. But just to your point, Tanae, I think the point that she didn't let the password get said is because she just thinks that the money
Hmm.
itself is the reason for all of this or everything that has
Hmm.
gone down. Like, so she doesn't want the fruits of that labor to reach her off, Franklin and grandson and stuff. Like she was done totally. And that's why she's a sucker because she signed up for this 6 years ago. And now want to bow out now. You step in the mud, stay in the mud. What's the point of leaving?
So I
Yeah.
will say, I knew Sissy was going to do this. I actually tweeted. I said, "Sissy's about to piss me off, and I feel it," because I knew she wasn't going to let Franklin get that money. Once she yelled at the baby mother, and she was like, "I'm gonna go with you." I tweeted. I thought she was actually going to release Teddy on the low, like because she wants to figure out where Alton was, and then that's the name Alton. Yes, where Alton was, and then when she said, "I will drive him," I was like, "She's about to fuck the money up." And surely she literally took it and said, "Fuck the money up." However, I will say I don't think they're dragging it. I think that conversation with Teddy and Franklin was necessary because we needed to know the backstory. We needed to know why he was so hurt. We also needed to know a little bit about what Teddy was doing. And I feel like him saying that, you left me kind of showed that Teddy isn't, I still think Teddy's a monster, but it showed that Teddy was not as much of a monster, and they still had kind of like relationship because Franklin went from wanting the full 73 to willing to split it and then go their separate ways. And he's ruthless now. So I actually believed that he was going to do it.
I would
But
have
here
poured
we
that on his head.
You said what?
I would have poured that oil on his head. Where's my money at?
You would have gotten you would have gotten no hope of money then, but okay. But you need to be a little bit strategic with the with the
I mean,
torture, but okay.
it's strategy either way. Like, it's no point of holding on, catching the body. You're gonna get the body. It's either way a situation. You're not gonna get no money, or this dude's gotta die. He gotta die. I
I
mean,
will
luckily,
agree with that. It's a little clunky to still like. I mean, for
Yes.
that to go that far to then leave him alive would be a little extra. That would be wild.
it's
That
like
would be
Honestly,
that would be
I
wild.
I don't know what the plan was, but I really did think Franklin was going to kill him because he said at the beginning when he got also to the plane, he said he had a promise to keep, and he's in the business of keeping his promises. And also, Axe said, make sure he dies for the safety of my family. So in my head, there was a long game in which he was dying, but Franklin has been known not to tell everybody the full plan because he's also trying to make sure he's keeping all parties safe, especially his family. And here go fucking Sissy. But anyway, speaking of Oso, let's talk about that. At least there is one happy ending because we thought Oso may not have made it.
but is
But
it
Oso,
happy though? They might
Right.
clip him until the season over.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't think this last episode is gonna have anything to do with Oso. I think Oso is like a done deal. I think Wanda and Leon, like their stories, they're not gonna touch on this. This is really gonna be about wrapping up Sissy, Franklin, and what that's looking like because it really is those two stories that are left undone. Like the reality is Sissy never wanted him in the game. The kill of Teddy is done out of revenge, and she kind of says that to Franklin from the beginning. So I don't really even think. I think also is kind of he's good. Like he gonna go find his family.
mm, I will say I'll save it for the end, but I have my prediction on Wanda and Leon. But
Okay.
You
are
know,
we
there's
happy?
a
How do we feel about Oso? Like, are we happy that Oso's free, or are we just do we
Did he
want
get his money? I
want
didn't.
more? You said what?
Yeah, he got the bag and the passports.
Okay.
Right. Gave
Yeah,
gave
Franklin broke him
to
off.
his new hotness. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't seem like you believe it. You don't seem like you're happy. You don't seem as jovial as the rest of us for Oso.
It's the drug game. You're gonna take an L regardless. There's no walking away happily. I
I
mean,
mean,
the last episode they said
the one technically.
they called his family up, so he got to go find his family. So that's a whole nother situation.
But I
Okay.
think what's left undone for him is the fact that he had his hand in everybody's plate. So you had your hand in the plate with the KGB, you had your hand in the plate with CIA, with DEA. But I think that's not like though that's what's left undone. It's not really what the show is going to focus on because Oso's not he's not that significant. He's significant to just demonstrate like, hey, he's the support and Mexican hand for Franklin and the CIA, really.
And also, I think they were like, "We're going to give you one. We're going to give you one little send off, nice send off, because without the money's done, Sissy's in jail. Franklin don't. There's no way to get the bag now. So, like, I think you do have Leon and Wanda. We'll say that for later, but yeah, it's looking bad for Franklin in these streets. So they're just like, all right, we'll give you one nice little happy send off here.
Every time we say Sissy's name, I get pissed. I just want everybody to know that. Every time we say Sissy's name, I have a visceral reaction. Um.
Even
So
when
yeah,
she, oh my
I
fault, go
also
ahead.
no. What were you saying?
I said even when she told Franklin, "Are you okay with this being the last time seeing me?" I was like, "You should have stayed your ass in Cuba, whatever you was at." Like,
Honestly, I don't know. In my head, I was wondering why she told Leon to stay. I'm like, Leon is the one that's actually the one who could hold it down. And Leon got a level head. So why are you trying to but anyway. So we are before we get into some other things, we have to remember a key person. Fucking Louie. Like, she nobody is a Louis fan right now. Nobody's a Louis fan. However, I don't know what's about to happen next with her. So, what do you think is Louis' next move? Today, I'm gonna start with you. Start with the ladies first.
So honestly, I don't care. I don't think that they should do anything with Louis for the next episode. I feel like her story is done. It's
She's done.
wrapped. Like,
Get
yeah,
out of
your
here.
story is done. Your husband is dead. You dealt with the fact that your little
Damn,
bum.
your
It was just
husband's
a
dead.
week ago.
We've dealt
Sorry.
with the fact that your little bum, with the cop, the crackhead cop, you dealt with that. You should have killed him.
Should have killed.
Um, And then in the car, like you're still blaming Franklin when it's like he still is looking out and trying to save you. Like, sis,
Yeah.
he didn't have to say anything. Like you could have like genuinely took the rap for all of this. And he
Hmm.
doesn't put you out there like that. I just feel like just let it.
So, do we think that she was saying that about Franklin to throw the cop off, or do we think that she really thinks he snitched? I
I
thought
really think
that
she
she was
thinks
doing that
he's
to throw the cop off because she was trying to make it seem like she needed him to run away so she can get him over there to figure out if he like actually did get the page or not.
I mean,
nah, she really
he's
needed
gonna do it
him.
anyway. He's still infatuated with her,
And she
regardless.
really needed him. She was up Shit's Creek. Like her whole
Found about a
situation
dumpster.
was
Yeah.
snatched up.
I ain't
And
gonna
she
lie to you.
can't call any favors from Franklin.
I thought he was gonna have a little bootstrap and clapper on the way to the car. Not gonna hold you. He a cop.
I,
Most cops got a gun on their
I
ankle.
no, I figured he didn't have a plan because he was really just worried about his crack. So that's where I
Definitely a
was at.
crackhead. He
Yeah,
saw
crack is
them
what
dollar signs.
crack.
He was like, "Oh, she got. Give me. I want half.
Yeah, and he probably was thinking about how much crack he could buy with it. The
A
only
whole
thing about
lot."
is crack and money how to get crack. Blaze, but what do we think Louis' next move is? What do we think she's about to do?
That's a good question. I'm on the sentiment that I'm kind of done with the story. I agree there, but I don't know. I'm gonna put like a little 5% bet that her and Franklin find their way somehow, some way, find themselves together
Hmm.
sometime during the season finale. Somehow, some way.
I don't think that loop is anywhere near closed. So that's definitely going to be something for next one. And it could have been me, but it looked like Louis had like a little baby bump. But maybe I'm bugging. Her stomach did. Nobody saw that. Okay, it was
White
I
just
did
dude.
not catch that. I don't like commenting on women's bodies. I was told that a long
you're right.
time ago.
You're right.
So
You're right.
I'll
Smart
just
That's how I
leave
was.
it
move.
for you
I
to
was.
say. You
I was
feel
when
me,
you talking
Tom?
about that. I was like, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I was no, but maybe it was just the way that I was really trying to pause, but I didn't. I didn't because the
Yeah, I
remote was
feel
too
you.
far. But
Cause
she had like her wallet in her pocket, but it did look. It could have been the way. It could have been the way that the velour suit was puffed up. But I'm gonna rewatch tomorrow. But
I'm
I'm
watching.
just know if she comes up fake pregnant next week, just know I said it first.
I mean, it already looked like Veronique fake pregnant, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, Veronique is real pregnant.
I
That's
know, but
right.
it's gonna look like she pregnant.
It looks like
I'm like,
literally fake.
so, all right. Well,
It is hanging low.
it's Wednesday, but since we are almost done with the series, let's do some throwbacks for it's almost Thursday, so let's do some early throwback Thursdays. Um, okay, so let's go to this clip one. We have Franklin and Teddy first met because they were talking about this in these episodes. So let's show the clip.
Who are you? You can't hear me talking to you, motherfucker! Who are you? What you want from us, man? Huh? What you want from us?
You fucked up, Franklin.
Take
I
you
shouldn't be
back.
laughing. But I'm going to start with Tanae because she's laughing as well. Tanae,
And
how
so
do you feel?
I just feel like it was the same how they reversed it on this last episode, on this current episode is interesting because I mean, and not Teddy, Franklin speaks to it like this is what you did to me. And so this is just payback. So it's a very interesting closure to their relationship. Um but I think I was really laughing because it showed how ruthless Franklin really has grown. Cause he's a straight punk in that scene. And then he's like ruthless. He's ruthless now. So it's interesting in a comedy sense to see him evolve like that.
So,
She said it for real. I mean, at the end of the day, you watch we watch a child become a man. You know, not in the best way, but tables have turned, and you know, you created the monster as much as he, declares that he's a monster. But Teddy's a monster before Franklin was. And the thing about Teddy, he's never accountable for nothing. It's all about him for the most part, and everybody did this. But I mean, for me, I like that how Franklin turned out. To be honest,
okay.
because
You're here for Ruthless Franklin.
I'm a ruthless nigga. I like all that shit. we
Okay.
talking TV. We don't need no rainbows and clouds.
Okay. Blaze, how do you feel about this clip? Do you have anything to add?
Just I think watching that original clip, it really I feel like touches on another part of this episode, and this where you could see that Teddy was so convinced that the manipulation was always going to be there. Like he said, whenever I wanted to call in my money, I could take it from you. And he spoke about, what he thought about the community and his people and what have you and what have you. So it was really like a whole, he gave him that first taste, just like Franklin ended up giving a lot of other people their first taste in a way. So it's kind of wild how all that was linked there.
They knew what they were doing. All right. Next throwback. We have our video clip of the alternate reality Teddy recruiting Franklin to the CIA. So let's show the clip.
Franklin Saint? Hey, I'm Teddy McDonald.
I don't mean to be rude, but
What the hell am I doing here?
yeah.
I came to see if the CIA might be the right career path for you. Here, you can handle it.
What did you hear?
3.9 GPA, double major, political science, economics, 1540 on your SATs. Your professors speak glowingly about your work ethic and your critical thinking. And you've shown an acute ability to move easily between worlds.
Wow. So, truth moment, I don't remember that clip at all. I don't know what season that's from.
Kill a blue pill.
However, my reaction, I'll start first just because I'm the host and I can do that. My reaction is I completely forgot that he was such a smart kid. And this makes so much sense of how he was able to get so far. But I'm going to start with the men this time. Blaze, what are your thoughts?
A different reality, a different type of manipulation, a different type of way to get a handle on Franklin's influence and brain. But, it also speaks though, time and place, and opportunities, who to go to. So, I think that I can't remember the exact season either, but I do remember the premise. And it was just like, Franklin imagined a different life for himself than the one he's gone down. But,
Okay. Tubbs.
Not to get off subject, but I'm looking at Louie right now, and she might be pregnant in real life.
Oh.
But anyways,
early cash.
You're right. Maybe it's true. Maybe she's pregnant in real life, and they're just like, we only got 2 more episodes. Hold it down. Like,
I mean, I do remember that episode, but just like I was saying earlier, he recruited him for the most part, manipulated him, and found an intelligent black boy, and he was able to have the smarts to create an organized, sanction crime family. Um, but that's all with having your back on the wall. Go get what you need to get. How you get it. Luckily, he was just smart enough to know how to run a company for the most part. He built an empire off the strength of some guy telling him he could join the CIA. It's crazy.
So I thought it was interesting how Teddy says to him in this clip, you are like, you're capable, like you can do this, but in the actual reality that we're in, he's like, I had to test you to find out if you were ready. So it's like he really is smart. He really has all of this stuff. Um, it's just interesting that all of those things are really what made him and kept him going the long distance. It wasn't the brutality of him. He got forced and made to be brutal. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's just interesting because it's also, when you think about that scene too with Teddy, like from this episode, with him and Franklin, some of the stuff that's even said about, like, oh, I thought you were gonna leave me, and like Franklin saying, I thought we was gonna have cookouts and like be at each other's cookouts, speaks to the fact that like there's a true heart to them. um and it's, both of them are more of what's in that alternate reality than what they really are in this real reality.
Okay.
I like it.
I mean, honestly, either way, I feel like it would have been a big shit show. But anyway, we have video clip 3. So we're going to be looking at when Franklin threatens to kill Teddy when he was on acid at the wedding. That was a fun clip for me. But
Who is this?
I like you.
Franklin? Is that you?
I know what has to happen.
What are you talking about?
You think you have to kill me one day. But before you do, I'm gonna kill you. Because if it comes down to it and it's between me and you, then I promise you, it's gonna be you.
Hey,
all right,
He said it.
Tubbs,
I
you feel
mean,
like you're having a reaction. Tell me what's going on in your mind.
off acid or not, it's just the rule of the game. Like,
Okay,
what we doing? Like,
you're right.
he going through an emotional state because he's engulfed in some drugs and things like that. But he's telling us good, honest truth. It's the drunk man's tale.
Engulfed in some drugs is the first time I've ever heard that statement. Just want to throw that out there. I've heard a lot of drug statements in my life, but engulfed in some drugs has been the
you
first
want
time.
you want acid? That's a whole different drown.
Yeah, that sounds like that's probably an engulfing. You're right.
Big
All right,
facts.
okay.
Say no to
um
drugs.
I think what's interesting is like he's been put in this place where he has to choose. Like if it is either one of them, he has to choose. Like I think it's very different with his relationship with Oso. Is very different from his relationship with Louie from the beginning. Like when we looking back on these clips and looking back currently, like it's just the reality that he's always been put in this box by Teddy where he's under his control, and no matter what it is, at the end he's gonna have to demonstrate that he's the controlling force. Like Franklin's gonna have to demonstrate he's the controlling force.
Please.
Facts. Yeah,
I was
my
like, is that
man
it?
was nah, but nah,
I
for
want to be good
sure.
with
My
that. I felt like
man's
that was like real very
facts.
sweet. Yeah, I feel like that said a
Solid.
lot. But go ahead.
Nah, I just want to say, like, my man's addicted to the bread. Like, clearly, like you can see at the end of the episode, he's trying to get this dead man to still say a password. Just say it. It's over. It's not working no more. He was addicted to the bread from the start. That's what got him the real taste. He talked about getting, a taste of selling drugs. It was the taste of that bread he started collecting, and so he was going for that 70 mil. We were barreling towards this ending for a while now.
Because he, at the end of the day, he still wants to be that real estate mogul. Ever
Right.
since he had lunch and then one season he met that brother that was running the shop, he's like, I'm gonna do what he doing, but times 10. You know what I mean? And when they got that scare, when Veronique tells him that they don't have the money for that mortgage, that hit home
Right.
because that's his
Teddy took all
way
that
out.
from him.
Yeah, that's his way out.
But I think that's the truth of it is like he was left with nothing. Like I thought it was utterly interesting that he says to Teddy, like, yo, you didn't even leave me with 5 million. Like you
Mhm.
took
Right.
all of it. Right. And so he's genuinely hard up. I think honestly, if he could have just gotten 1 million or 5 million from Teddy from that conversation, he'd have been fine because I mean, 5 million then is not 5 million now, so it would have been a lot of money. No matter how you want to balance out those scales, and he could have started over. Like he's not in a position to start
Yeah.
over and to just do something legit. Like he can't do anything. His hands are tied.
As I also think it's funny because, and maybe I'm sleepy and reading too much into this, but he said that it's between, if it comes down to killing you or me, it's always going to be you. But when an opportunity actually came up, Teddy was going to live at his hands. It's actually
For the
Sissy who
money.
took. It's actually Sissy who took him out. But all
But I
right,
don't
we
think
had.
it's about the money. And I think and Franklin says that, like, for him, it's not about the money. For Teddy, it's always been about the money. For him, he's just been trying to live
Hmm.
and live life well.
Yeah, it's to give himself a different life versus giving himself like a rich life. I think that's what the difference is. Um, right, we have two more clips. So the next one is Franklin quitting the game, which we all know wasn't true, but here we go. Let's run Franklin actually quitting the game the first time.
Did you know in the last 3 years I've made you almost $56 million to help win that war? During which time I've been beaten, shot, imprisoned, killed people. Not to mention unleashing a plague and selling out my own father. We've even had what I like to think were a few genuine moments of human connection. And I do genuinely hope that you got everything you wanted out of it. Squeezed every last drop. Because as of this moment, our partnership is over.
Just because I'm dealing with Louie does not mean that you have to quit.
You went behind my back, man. Undercut me to my biggest customer, so yeah, it does.
Mhm.
If it's one thing Franklin Saint can do is give a motherfucking speech, okay? Let me tell you. That boy can speak. Anyway, let's go. Blaze, reactions to that clip. Thoughts?
Yeah, just that was definitely had a part of their continuing deterioration of their relationship. You just saw that, like, it just from the highs, and it kept going down, 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 and down. Um, for the most part, though, I think, like, once again, you can see how once Franklin also saw Teddy as a partner, and Teddy was always forever handling Franklin, and it was never the type of relationship that Franklin thought, and that definitely messed him
Hmm.
up in the head a lot in the end too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely was in a toxic situationship. So tonight,
Um, I think it speaks to the fact that what Blaze said, like he was being handled. The conversation speaks to like Franklin trying to eliminate and destroy that level of control, but it's never destroyed because he never. I think he's in that frame of still thinking that like, yo, we have a relationship, and he's not seeing him as a handler. I really think if he would have at that moment saw him as a handler, that money would have never been in that account. And we would never have these episodes. But that's me thinking chess and not thinking, chess.
I
I'm
agree
about
with
to.
what both just said. Literally, exactly what they both just said.
Well, that's great. They not playing chess no more. They burning the whole chessboard today. It's over with the game.
Table
Okay.
flipped over, everything.
Our last throwback is also going to be the poll question. So I'm going to poll you guys before I let you know the thoughts, but let's go ahead and roll the clip.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga. What about Mr. Wright? What about him? What about Kevin and even Rob, or man, boy, your dad? And all the niggas you and your little motherfucking minions done plotted on in between. Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies.
Bodies.
So, our poll question this week is, what is the most memorable quote from this series? Is it brick by brick, teach your man to squabble, or bodies, bodies, bodies? Blaze, I'm going to start with you. What's your favorite one?
Easy, hands down. Teach your man how to squabble. It's so life appropriate, so usable in everyday
So
life.
usable.
That's mine. That's mine. Teach your man
All
how to
right.
squabble.
Subs, which one is
From Uncle
yours?
Jerome.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jerome. That hands down. Throw it on a t-shirt. It's
Not
it's
so
it's it's there. It's what it is. It's make 7 Up yours. Throw it on a t-shirt.
I
It's
Teach your
agree.
man
perfect.
how to
Today,
squabble.
But all three was good ones. You know,
yes.
brick by brick
Today,
was
your
definitely.
favorite.
Um, all three are solid. For the show, like if I had to think about something that when I think about the show, I would think about it. It would be brick by brick. But the thing that I would always use in life is teaching men how to squabble.
Okay. So I will say brick by brick is my favorite because I use that shit all the time. I use it at work. I don't know how I haven't gotten fired yet
You
before.
know what?
I be saying it everywhere. I be like, I built this shit brick by brick. I use that GIF, whatever, however people say it. I use the video clip. I also use bodies on bodies, but brick by brick, according to the poll, has 50% of the votes of the people watching. Next, we have teach your man how to squabble, and lastly, we have bodies, bodies, bodies. So that concludes our little like throwback. And
Bodies,
now
bodies.
we yeah, that is actually one of his best monologues from the show. Like that scene, wow.
I thought I was
But
listening to
For
Kendrick.
sure.
lastly, of course, our favorite part, what are our predictions for next week, which will be the final episode of Snowfall? I might cry. I'm definitely gonna cry, 100%. But what
Mm.
are your predictions for next week? I am going to start with you, Tubbs.
Leon and Wanda, of course, are gonna walk to the sunlight. Louis dies.
Not the cross fingers.
Um, we gotta catch somebody. Got to catch one. Franklin, of course, is free, but there's something that comes back to where it either haunts him or rewards him. That's all I got. I can't. After this episode, I'm kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen now.
All right, Tanae.
Um, Sissy is gonna take life in prison for everything. She gonna go down for the whole system.
Hmm. Didn't even think about that.
Well,
Yeah.
she killed your agent. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the question about the motive. Like they could just, I know I don't think RICO cases are a thing at this point, but take her down for a RICO case.
Yeah, Giuliani created that.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Who's killing Louis?" Louis probably gonna kill Louis.
That,
I just don't feel like Louie's coming back. I know we want her to come back because we want her to die, but I don't feel like she's coming back. I think it's a dub. It's a dub for her.
no, I don't think that's close. But anyway, go ahead. I'm going to tell my predictions at the end. Blaze, come on, tell us what your predictions are for next week, the finale.
First, I'm gonna start with Leon and Wanda. I do think that they might try to tilt us one way, but there's gonna be a little bit more drama in exactly how they're gonna unfold their ending. Franklin, he's down bad right now. He don't got his mama. We all, one constant thing. He was a big mama's boy, and he loved his money. The money's not coming. He's down bad. Um, I think jail is probably his best case scenario for next episode.
Damn.
Some way, somehow.
Scenario. Wow.
Free my boy.
Yeah.
It's better than death.
Free Franklin. Free Franklin for sure.
That's
Free
cool.
Franklin Saint.
That might be relative. Not free Franklin Satan until it's backwards.
Free
Um,
Saint.
are you done with your predictions? I want to know, do you have any more?
Nah, yeah, I probably about sums it up because Teddy's off the board. Also, I think he's right off
Oh,
to a sunset. We definitely got to see what happens with Wanda and my man name escaping me, but we all know what I'm talking about, and that's it.
okay. Somebody's in the comments saying they need Einstein to get into college or university.
Leave that for
Facts.
Wanda in the
That'll
new
be
series.
good.
So that's funny today because you said that. That's actually my prediction. I think that one, Veronique is gonna leave Franklin because he ain't got no money. She's out of here. She's dipping. She's taking that baby with her mama and they gonna live wherever they gonna live and live to scam another day.
Mm.
I somehow think that the loop between Louie and Franklin are not closed. And if anything, they're gonna have this big, intense conversation, and Louis might actually give Franklin the money to make sure he's not completely down bad. It may not be a lot, but there'll be more than he had. I think that there's gonna be some kind of reckoning between them, and she's gonna be the thing that actually makes him like whatever. Um, that's a good question to KGB. I think that Leon is still going to die. I've been saying it. I think that there has to be some kind of tie between Wanda in the next series and this. They don't say Leon and Wanda's in the next series. They only say Wanda. So I think Leon is going to die. Wanda's going to take care of Einstein, and she's going to make sure that he gets through college in the next series, and
Mm.
somehow is involved in the game. And then I have no idea what's going to happen with the KGB man. Maybe I don't know. I actually have no clue about that. But those are my predictions. So does anybody want to add anything else about the KGB since that question went out there?
The
Mm.
KJV that is he can use him as a pawn at this point.
Hmm.
Might
That's
be able to
true.
get some
Leon
money.
definitely use him as a pawn. And I do think you're right, Soy, about the whole Leon situation because there is the fact that old boy from the projects is still out there, and that's an untied storyline.
Hmm. I don't even, and somebody's in the comments saying it has to end with the exposure of illegal operations to America. It hasn't yet. So, and this is 2023. So, on that note, I am going to end this week's live reaction session. Thank you guys for joining us and giving us your opinions this late night Wednesday. And thank everybody for being in the comments and being active participants of this amazing chat. We will see you next week for the tear jerky. I'm already about to cry. Last and final episode of everyone's favorite Snowfall. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next week.